Hello, Aquarius. Thank you very much for tuning into your general read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Daily Tarot by Renata Lechner. For the supportive Oracle cards, the Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Alright, already shuffled. Let's see. That's it. That's okay. There's a lot in the center here. Woo! Okay, a lot of cards. I think we have like 12-ish. No, 12 tarot cards and then 5 more oracle cards. So, 17. Whew, let's see what we got. All right. Coming into the situation itself, like, I don't want to say you coming into the situation as much as what the situation is all by itself. It's got the Four of Cups, which makes me really feel it's not the best situation, but it's more good than not. The thing is, I feel like it might be viewed like there's more problems than there actually is. And I feel like maybe in retrospect you might be looking at it that way, like it may have been portrayed as a negative situation or not the greatest situation, but all in all, when you look at everything in total, the majority of it is pretty good. There's just a couple drawbacks. All right, now when you got involved, I feel like that was the opinion, like this isn't the best situation, even though, like I said, in retrospect you see it differently. You got is it the 6? Yep, the 6 of Cups. When you got involved, I feel like you were already looking at the situation like, oh, I wish I was a part of this when it was doing better. I feel like that's kind of how I'm looking at this. Like you're kind of like, oh, I wish I was a part of this when this had the better days, when things were better. And I feel like your mind was more centered on, all right, I've been a part of things that were better as well. How can I bring what I know could have been or has been a part of this situation, how can I bring that in here? Can I replicate that, or can I bring this to a better place? Because I know things can be better. Things have been better here. Things have been better for this situation. Is there anything I can do to maybe repeat the past, or at least bring it to the level that it has been in the past? And what I'm getting here is, like, the situation itself, at that moment when it was at that point where it was like, it was looked at as like it wasn't the best situation, whatever, even though in retrospect, again, blah, blah, blah. I feel like the situation itself was at the point where it needed to change. It needed to change, and something new had to start to be implemented here to sustain the situation, to keep it going. The Nine of Wands here, I'm kind of feeling like it got to a point where what it was doing was not bad, and it was going to continue to go, but there needed to be some tweaking here. And you, with the attitude of like, I wonder if I can bring it back to what it was, or at least bring it back to that level of happiness. Coming at that, realizing in the situation having to change anyway, your attitude plus what it had to be, it brought through a lot of honesty. I'm getting to this in the environment. I don't feel like a person connected to this. I just feel you unearthing and digging up the truth about what it really was, how things can really be changed, what possibilities were truly here. Instead of like looking at it from the outside, like when you look at a wall and like, oh, the paint is chipping, and then realizing like what type of paint was used and what's under that paint. Like if you really clean it off and get rid of all that paint, maybe there's beautiful wood behind that paint. One of those things. Like you got really down to like, well, this is what it looked like. Looks like garbage. But like when I really get through it and really clean it all off and clean it up, it's really not that bad. And I feel like that's what you did. You unearthed the truth here. Yeah, people might think it's a bad situation, but when you got down to the nitty-gritty and like really looked at what the base was here, you're like, no, this really isn't that bad. This has a lot of potential, because you have prosperity on your side in your thoughts is what I'm thinking. Because you're like, I dug all this up and I'm seeing what's under all this. There's a really good solid framework here. There's a lot that can be done here. This isn't as bad as other people think it is. Now, you're unearthing this gold is what I'm getting. The Ace of Pentacles is you're finding the Ace of Pentacles. And you're like, this can be a great thing. There's a great foundation here. It's just making the best of it. It's actually pulling it forward, cleaning it up, doing the work it takes to make it that beautiful thing again. It is there, and you found it, and you know it's there. At this point, you know it's there, in this part of the reading anyway. So as I feel you connecting to this and unearthing this, I feel you're then trying to pull it in to fruition. You're trying to get what it takes to bring that back up to the beauty that it used to be. Now, when this is happening, I'm getting you need help. You need help. You can't do this on your own. I'm feeling like, yes, it's like you dug down in those walls, you found the base, you found the structure, you're like, no, this is a good place, this can actually work, this has a lot of potential. The Five of Pentacles in the environment is telling me you need help. For this card, that's not that bad, actually. I feel like it's just kind of like, I can't do this on my own, I found this, I know this can work, I know there's a lot of beauty and good that can happen, this can come back to that beauty that it was, but I definitely need other people to help me. If this is going to happen, I'm going to need some assistance. You know who to talk to, though. And I feel like that might be the pivotal moment. That might be where this is coming to you. Who knows? Getting the word out there, talking to people, getting that support that you need. Because what I'm getting in the environment is that you are proving that this situation is not as bad at all as what people like to think it is. It's actually there's a beautiful investment to be had here. But it's an investment. You need people to invest with you to bring it up to that stage. And people are like, the wisdom is saying that people are really responding to the truth because you have truth backed up with proof. This is what it was, this is what I found. See, this is the structure. Look at what it was, and look at what's still intact, and you're proving it. I feel like you have proof backing up your words. You're like, this is what I'm seeing, and look what I've seen, look what I've unearthed right here. You're showing proof. That's what I feel. Wisdom, people are responding to the wisdom. Like they believe you, especially people who might have experienced this in the past, of how good this could have been, and you're proving that it's still there. It just needs to be brought up to par again. Judgment is going in your favor. Judgment is going in your favor because the way you're presenting it with proof and intelligence, judgment is going in your favor. And it's not just going in your favor by happenstance. You're working for it. You have a very strong case. Like, you're putting in the effort to make judgment go in your favor is what I'm putting here, what I'm saying there. You inspire this, the Chariot. You inspire the Chariot to come forward. This needs to happen. People are behind it. Whatever the support is you had to gather, you get the King of Cups as your ally. That's not only somebody with a lot of strength and a lot of determination, but a lot of passion to drive it through. Not only to be invested to begin with, but to hold through. Like water, when water starts flowing and there's a lot of water coming, it will make it to that end. It will actually, like, still waters run deep, but this isn't still. This is kind of like water gushing down a hill, like when the dam breaks free. It will make it, the passion will draw it all the way to the end. Are we good? All right. I don't want to mess that one up because I feel like I was starting to go off to the side on that one. You're more than happy with that. People are invested. They want to do this. I feel like you're kind of a little stunned. I'm getting abundance, but I feel like you're stunned because that passion is coming through strong. People not only hear you, but they believe you, and they're passionate because of it. You're happy about that. The wheel turns in your favor. The wheel turns in your favor. The Chariot comes forward, but the wheel turns in your favor because you're seeing all the passion behind it. The wheel has turned in your favor. I'm getting, you are definitely, even though the wheel turns in your favor, you have all this passion backing this. I'm noticing on your side, even though that abundance is there, you've got the Three of Pentacles, and you're kind of like, all right, I got all the backing. People are all into it. There's a lot of passion, but I gotta make sure that this passion stays directed correctly because I don't want everything that's I've been unearthed to end up just being destroyed because people are haphazardly just excited. I need this to be directed. We need to bring it back. We need to keep goal. We need to keep direction. And you're making sure people are staying on goal. They're keeping their direction. I feel like you're also like, I almost feel like you're preserving the situation. You seem I'm feeling a little bit of nervousness with this Three of Pentacles, because you're like, yes, very strong structure, very beautiful structure, but you're like, I have to make sure it stays intact. Just because like I've shown people that it's there, I got to protect it too at the same time. And you're protecting your investment. You're protecting what you see here. You're working to make sure this does actually work out, and you're not leaving anything to chance is what I'm getting. The Nine of Cups comes next. I feel like you're very happy. Your involvement, the way you've been handling this, big part of the success. If you didn't handle it, like without you, this wouldn't have happened is what I'm getting. I don't know how that sounds, but that's how it's coming through to me. It would not have happened without your involvement. You're very happy. Everybody is happy. This isn't what's actually happening. You're very happy with where this is going. It hits a point where it's very beautiful. It's very good. It's back to what it needs to be. I feel like you're extremely happy. The people that are working with you are very happy. Goal seems like it's going to be attained. The thing is, what comes after it is the Moon card with divine guidance. Once you get it back to what it needs to be, the Moon card is showing up saying, from there on, it's kind of like, how much will these people stay involved afterwards? How much is needed to be done to keep it at that level after it reattains its goal? You know what I mean? You bring it back up to what it used to be. You bring it back up to this beautiful place. Once it hits that moment, the Moon card is saying, it's kind of like the divine guidance. You know, the divine guidance is like, it's going to be what it's going to be. You're definitely going to bring it back to its former beauty, whatever that means to you for this situation. But once it gets there, divine guidance is saying it's just going to it feels kind of like the moon is like you don't know what's going to happen from that point on. And divine guidance is kind of like that open-ended, whatever happens from there is what's meant to happen from there. I feel like that's a weird way to end such a great reading, but that's what they're saying. Like, when you get it there, you'll definitely get it back up to this beautiful spot again. But once it's there, fate is at play at that point. Whatever is meant to happen will happen. It's out of your hands at that point, is what I'm basically getting. I don't really kind of like the way that ends, but I feel like it's a really good reading, and I feel like it's a general read, so I guess you're going to have to see when you get there how that feels. Done? Done. Whew, there was a lot there. So it got really exciting near the end. I like that. Alright, so I'm going to wrap that up there. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching, of course. If you'd like a direct reading from me, go ahead and shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.